everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. Thanks for joining me today for the unboxing and craft with me with the October paper pumpkin, and it was called Peaceful Christmas. And I'm not going to do the entire box, and I'll explain in a minute, but when we're done I am going to show you some things in our coordinating catalog and in our July to December catalog that coordinate with this set. I took a sneak peek. Absolutely gorgeous. This is a way for you to get some quick Christmas cards done, and I hope you had the opportunity to order this one. If you're new to Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription, and you can subscribe for an entire year. You can subscribe for a 3 or 6 month period, or you can just subscribe for 1 month. If you subscribe for 3 to 6 months, you go in and you look and you don't like that particular one, you can suspend that month. And then it'll pick right back up again the next month. This was our October kit. I will be showing you what the November kit is going to be. To order Paper Pumpkin kits for that month, you have to order them no later than the 10th of that qualifying month to get that kit. So this one I had to make sure I got it ordered by the 10th of October so that I would get it and have it to play with. I will also link a couple of channels down below of other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who have been doing alternative options to what you can do with this kit. Just because it's set up as a card kit doesn't mean you have to do it as a card kit. You can do so many other things, or you can still do Christmas cards, but you can create your own designs from the contents. Paper Pumpkin is an all-inclusive kit. You need 2 things when you get your Paper Pumpkin kit. You're going to need a pair of snips. Now, we do have the Stampin' Up! Snips, but I have my Fiskars and they work, so I'm not spending money on something else. I'd rather spend it on things like Paper Pumpkin. You're also going to want maybe a baby wipe to clean your stamps with. And while I'm using the ergonomic stamping block from Stampin' Up!, when you get your very first Paper Pumpkin kit, it will have an acrylic block in it, and then you will just continue to use that acrylic block from kit to kit. So let's crack this open. Peaceful Christmas will make, I think it tells it on there, it will tell me, you get your mini Stampin' Spot. You also get a acrylic stamp set that is, God, I cannot think this morning, exclusive to Paper Pumpkin. You won't find it anywhere else, though I will explain that too in a minute. It's just not something you can count on. Then when we pop it open, it gives me the adhesives that I need, whether I need glue dots or I need mini dimensionals. Also gives me the string that I need, my envelopes, my bling, the die cuts, and the card bases, some of the other die cut embellishments that we'll need to construct their card. And I know there's a sheet down under here. I did nails last night for the live on Facebook that I didn't do, and I'm still trying to get a hold of stuff, even though they're the sport length. So we'll move the box out of the way. And I also have these vellum die cuts of the trees. The other thing you're going to receive is a sheet like this. Tells you what the name of the kit is, shows you some of the examples that they're doing, and then inside you have a complete layout of how to do each one of the cards. So let's put the first one together. And it looks like we are starting with a card base. And they're really thick. I had to check and make sure I didn't have 2. Now you can use the edge of your scissors, bone folder, one of those cheapo credit cards or hotel keys as a scoring tool, because you're going to want to fold this on the score line that's already there and give it a good crease. And this helps your card lay flat. And then it says for this first card, I'm going to need one of these. So we're just going to punch those out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to make one card of everything. There is enough here to make 10 cards. And for the first one, it says we need one of these. So I'll take that from the punch outs. We need one of these from the punch out. And somewhere in these punch outs we have, they've got to be here somewhere. There they are. And they layer things in between stuff so that you nothing catches on anything should it start to punch out in shipping. We need one of those banners. We need one of the Noels. After multiple days of rain and dreary, we are finally getting some sunshine today. And then it says we need those. So I'm looking to see where those are. It says we're going to need 3 embellishments, 3 glue dots, and 3 dimensionals. And I'm pilfering through here. I guess maybe they've got the trees in green. We need one of these. One of these, okay? And we're going to fold this like this and like this so you can see. Okay. So we're going to take this, and this is where your glue dots come in. Now, people have often wondered about how do glue dots work when you're working with vellum, or how do you adhere vellum? The key to adhering vellum is to put your adhesive in your vellum, behind your vellum piece in such a way that anything you layer across the top will camouflage your glue dot. The other thing you can do is run these through like an adhesive machine. But we're going to take, where's our glue dots? Here they are. And based on this, I know that this is going to position right about here. And then this is going to go over top about here. So I want to focus my glue dots on these pieces. Now I use the pick tool from Stampin'Up. Is fine, but it's a little big for my taste, and I could unlock it, go this way, lock it back into place, and use the paddle. And I think that's what I'll do for this, is just go up underneath there. And let's see, we want to flip this over so we're going the right direction, so we're putting the glue dots on the right side. So we want to go here. And once you get the other items glued into place, it doesn't take much to hold these down. And I'm going to go ahead and put another one really close up here so that those other trees are down in place, just like that. And what I like to do is flip those over and burnish those with my tool, whatever I've used for scoring, to help burnish those glue dots into place. And then I can come back and pick the papers off the back of my glue dots. And I keep a little plastic cup on my desk for putting my little trims in. Just like that. Okay, and so this is going to go right here. And you can just make out those glue dots across there, but we're going to use this and 2 of our mini dimensionals. And this is my favorite pick tool of all. It's from Dollar Tree. Can't see that? Now we're going to go right here. And we're going to use 2 of those on here. And again, we're going to pull the paper off. And then this will get positioned over top here so that our glue dots disappear. Just like that. Now you can't see the glue dots. And then we come back in here with a couple of glue dots on the back of our red. Whoops. And you want to make sure, and if it helps, put them on here as opposed to on here, because you want to make sure that they're going to go on that red, on that wood grain background. That piece of paper does not want to give up. Okay, and then we're going to slide this just onto here, like that. And then we're back to the glue dots, and I'm going to use the pick tool that works best for me. And that's the thing. There are lots of ways to do things, but I say you do you. That's it. I tried doing a Facebook Live last night, as you know. Now, if you'll notice, on the directions, it even tells you the best placement for your glue dots to get your best adhesion on your letters, and so that they will line up on your piece of paper, on your ribbon strip there. They have figured everything out. All you have to do is peel and stick for the most part. I have to be careful as I'm throwing these glue dot backings over here in my mini trash can, because my coffee cup is sitting right next to me. It's kind of like an artist and a paintbrush. And then this goes right on there, just like that. And then we're going to take this and more glue dots. Now you could use, oh, nope, they're using dimensionals on this one, okay? So we want dimension, and they're putting 1 in each corner. And they provide you with more than enough glue dots and dimensionals to do this. But as I was saying, I tried to do a Facebook Live last night. I am not a fan of Facebook by any stretch of the imagination. Just not a fan. And I refuse to have the apps on my iPad or my phone, because that's just one more place they can hack. Call me paranoid. I'll accept that. Okay, and then they've used a couple of these, which are adhesive bling, so they don't need anything at all. You just got to find where that flap is so you can get it open. And so I found out last night that while I've done Facebook Lives in the past, I've done them from my computer where everything was facing me. And to do a live from my phone, I have to have the app. And then I was so frustrated trying to get logged out of my Facebook account last night that I just didn't want to play no more. I had a headache. I was stressed. So I decided the best way for me is back to the you do you. I'm going back to doing what I know, and that is YouTube. It's what I'm comfortable with. And I have heard that Facebook really only works for those who have a following. If you don't have a following, then YouTube is the way to go. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now I am going to take my snips and open them up and break this seal right on the edge. So I will be doing all of my videos on YouTube from now on, and then I will link them to my Facebook group. This really works better when you use an X-Acto knife. Or it's just me or something. Trying to hold it away from me maybe and do it might be part of the problem. Get it up here to where I can see what I'm doing. Good gravy. And now that I have green ink on me, there's always that. And of course, I did not have a baby wipe handy because I'm using my Stampin' Scrub. So we will just squirt this with stamp book cleaner and get the most of it off and try not to transfer it to the rest of my project while we finish this up. I am going to choose Peaceful Christmas Wishes from our stamp set. And put that on my stamp block. And here's a tip. You'll see everybody take their stamp and go to the ink pad. If you go ink pad to stamp, you are less likely to get ink around your edges because you're not applying as much pressure. When you're doing the stamp to the ink pad, you're more inclined to really push into that ink pad, and that's what gets your ink around your edges. Where if you take your ink pad to your stamp, you're not going to get as much of a mess. And then we're just going to stamp that right there in the center. And there we go. Now, if you want to bling this up even more, you can come back with your trees, because there's a tree stamp set in here. And I'm going to stamp this off so that it doesn't stick. And I'm going to set my trees on here, and I'm going to put them at an angle so they'll fit this block. And then I'm going to go right down here. And I'm trying to see you in my light, not get my head in your way. I could have added a little bit more ink to that center. And I probably should have had my foam under here. This just does not want to stamp in the center of that stamp. There we go. That stamp is that ink pad is really juicy. Okay, and we come back in here with this one. And then we have a collection of trees across the bottom. Not my best work, but they're there. Okay. And as I said, you'll want a baby wipe to clean your stamps off with. One thing that I absolutely love, and I didn't think I was going to, I'll be perfectly honest, is our chamois. And you just get it wet, and your stamps will clean off. Well, this one really hits, I think it's the angle of the stamp is really wanting to hold. Now, if you are using our rubber stamps, you're not going to want to use the water, or you can use the water initially to clean them, but you're still going to want to go back and condition them with something to prevent them from cracking and drying out. Rubber needs to be conditioned. Okay, so there is card number 1. I don't want to close this yet because I'm pretty sure that ink isn't dry. But there's our card number 1. Now let's do our card number 2. And that one is to use one of these. Aren't they pretty? This is one of our card bases. Now again, we're going to fold that and give it a score just like that. You can even use your block, stamp block, to score that, push that score into. This one we use that circle that was left from the last card. There. I'm going to drop this one down in the garbage, out of my way. We're also going to use one of the sentiment mats here. So far my ink's not transferring, I'm impressed. We need one of our ribbon pendants here. And we're going to need some of this red string. Okay? And all you're going to do with the red string is you're going to just tie a bow. And I'm going to give myself ample enough to use to tie my bow. I can trim my ends when I'm done, but I want room to work with. I don't quite have the pork chop fingers that Tim Holtz claims to have, but I have enough that they get in my way. And I should make myself one of those bow tires. My sister-in-law, Rhonda Henkins, has one that her husband made her. And I really should have one on my Christmas list. Or I'm good with woodworking tools. Maybe I should just make my own, because my husband does so much for me. If I ask him to jump, he usually just jumps. He doesn't even bother to ask how high, he just does. He is such a sweetheart, and I love him. Okay, now we have that done. There's our bow that we're going to need, and we may need to adjust it when we get this put together. And it also says we're going to type, we're going to stamp Merry Christmas on our sentiment mat. Now, keep in mind, when they do these, they have everything perfectly sized. It's this simple to put your Christmas cards together, or any of the cards that we do through Paper Pumpkin. And we're just going to stamp that. Straight down, straight up. Don't rock your stamp. And don't press too hard. Okay, so there's that. We have our card base. We need this on the back, and it says, according to this, we're putting 3 of the glue dots on here, and we're putting 2 glue dots on here. So while we have our glue dots over here, let's just do both of them. And they walk you through this in an assembly line process. And these are just a ways in from the, like that. And then we're putting 3 on the circle. You can do 4, there are plenty. So if they go all the way around like this. And with it being Halloween, I'm all about the points of a circle. Okay, and then it says we're going to do 2 of the dimensionals on our sentiment stamp. So I'm going to pull 2 of those up and put those on here. And now this card is ready that quick to go together. So I'm going to lay this over and burnish to make my glue dots get a good adhesion. And then try to get that paper off there, because I really stuck it down good. Okay, and it shows that this comes in about here. About here, okay. And then we're going to put our ribbon down. And it goes through the middle of the circle, just like that. And then our sentiment mat. And you want to put your sentiment mat down before you do your bow, so you can see where your bow needs to go. You also want to make sure that you get this right side up, just like that. Now, how do you adhere the bow? That's an easy one. You're going to take your glue dot and you're going to place it on the knot of your bow. And believe it or not, that really is going to hold. And then come in here with this. Stick it right up close to that. Of course, after you get that glue dot on there, you're not going to be able to adjust your strings very well, so keep that in mind. And there we go. That card, that quick. I think that's all we have is those three of them. Those two cards is all we have. Now, I told you that there were other things you could use that coordinate with Peaceful Christmas. And I'm going to get my stuff here out of the way so I don't knock anything on the floor. If you liked this set, and while you can't order this, there are things from our catalog that you can order. Through the end of December, we have, it would coordinate well with our Peaceful Deer. It will also coordinate really well with our Peaceful Cabin bundle. And this one has a tree die and the cabin die, the snowdrift die, as well as individual tree dies. You'll get a die that will punch these out, that will punch this one out individually. You can see them here. Love this set. Then there's also from our annual catalog, on page 91, there's Evergreen Elegance bundle. And while you can't cut the individual trees out, there is a border punch that will do this. And that is kind of what this was mimicked from. So, lots of things that you can go ahead and get that will still coordinate with this bundle. Also, the Evergreen Forest embossing folder would be great as a background with this. I look at this and I think Oregon and Washington. I don't know why. Maybe because that's where my grandbabies are at. But that's what I think of when I see this. So this is our 3D embossing folder die for that. Now, that was the October. And while you can't order the October anymore, there are other things there that you can order that you could do the same thing with. This coordinates with basic gray, real red, shaded spruce, and silver foil. So the shaded spruce is what they use for the card bases for that. Now, coming in November, this is our November kit. It's gifts galore. And what you will receive are 9 oversized treat boxes with coordinating food safe bags so that you can see this, they're 3-dimensional boxes and the treat bag fits down in between. There's enough in here to make 9 of these. I think these would also be great for corner tucks in a Christmas journal. Everything will come in the box, just like the Evergreen one did. It will come with an exclusive stamp set, and the Flirty Flamingo Classic Stampin' Spot. So that's the colors we're going to be working with for Gifts Galore. You'll want to order that before November 10th if you want to get the treat boxes. These would also make cute little ornaments or to hang small gifts on the tree or to tuck in a stocking. And I will link my purchase link down below so you can order that. The kit will include the printed die cuts, the die cut boxes, cellophane treat bags, adhesive, everything that you need. It coordinates with Evening Evergreen, Flirty Flamingo, Old Olive, Pool Party, and Poppy Parade. Those are some nice, soft, not so necessarily contemporary, but not really classic Christmas colors either. But I think it will look lovely to play with. And after saying a couple of things you could use that for, I may have to go in and order that one. So, that will take care of our paper pumpkin unboxing craft with me for today. Remember that I will also be linking this to my Facebook group, and that Facebook group link is down below. All you have to do is ask to join, and I will approve you. I try to get in there. If not every day, I'm in there every other day. Let's see, this is Friday. No, this is Saturday. Tomorrow, I have the Paper Pumpkin collab. Can That Paper Pumpkin with Paige and Linda. And wait till you see what I have done by combining 2 of our past Halloween paper pumpkins for. You're going to love it. I just know you are. I had so much fun playing with those 2 kits in the last 2 days. Really put me in the Halloween spirit. And then Monday, I will be talking about the details for the gingerbread and peppermint December Daily Journal Kit. Tell you what you need to order if you want to purchase that class. The class is going to be free. All you need to do is purchase the items that we will be using to make the December Daily Journal, and you will have links to private videos as we put that journal together. But I'll give you complete details on Monday. Tuesday, I will be here with a Tim Holtz haul. I got all of his Halloween stuff, and I know it's going to be past Halloween, but just couldn't get things to coordinate. Actually, I ordered the Halloween kit from him, or from Simon Says Stamps. The first part of September was supposed to ship the 20th, so I figured I'd have it in time for my birthday on the 26th of September. I got it on the 27th of October. But I did know ahead of time they were having trouble getting some items in, and they offered me the opportunity to just pull those items from my list and ship everything, and I told them no, just go ahead and hold it and wait till those came in. So, yeah. A month later, I have my Tim Holtz haul to show you after Halloween. So I will see you back here tomorrow with my canned net paper pumpkin. Thanks for joining me in the studio today and on my Facebook channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and help me build my channel. Creative blessings.